There is a plan of attack on America by these satanic people that hate this nation.
Yeah, we're going to get into this. This is Shane Vaughn. He is a MAGA preacher that is furious right now over these indictments. And it is just hilarious to sit here and watch him completely melt down. So we got a couple videos we're going to cover. I'm the punkapostate. My name is Brentley, and here we go. Let's do this. All right, so there's this dude, like I said, Shane Vaughn. It's this crazy. Oh my gosh, I of all of the MAGA preachers I've seen, this guy is the clowniest. You know, well, I don't know. Greg Locke's pretty bad too. All right, look, he's one of the clowniest. I don't want to just make anybody clown anybody king or anything here, but. It's a fight between Shane Vaughn and Greg Locke. Greg Locke's is slightly more entertaining, I think. He's a little bit more fun to watch. That's pretty much all I can gather from it. But let's hear this. So this is Shane Vaughn freaking out. He's got this weird screen size. Like I looked at it, I was watching it on my phone, and it's like halfway between when you look at the shorts, the YouTube shorts, and just a regular I don't know what it is, but anyway. All right, here we go.
There are 3 areas that they have attacked. This is their strategy. Watch it carefully. Number 1.
Oh, and keep it. This was so funny. It's called Toto Explain. He calls himself Toto for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but he does. And and he's got. Well, he doesn't have it here, but like he usually has like all these Toto dog, from the Wizard of Oz and everything in the background. This is like weird.
Education. Number 2, entertainment. Number 3, the media. Number 1.
The media and entertainment. How about that? Huh? That's great. I bet he listens to country music and Western music. He listens to both. The
stuff. Democrat Party. They've done it. Number 2, take control of federal bureaucracy. They've done it. Number 3, take control of the judiciary. Why do you think they're talking about stacking the court, the Supreme Court? Because this is the last part of their plan. They had a 3-part plan. The first 2 has been accomplished. The third one was stopped by Donald Trump.
It's crazy that they can have as much shit as they want right now. I mean, we got abortion bans all over the country. We've got trans people can't take a shit without possibly going to jail. It's fucking crazy. He's getting everything he wants, and he's still crying about this, acting like, oh man, we're just not doing good. It's like complete control, like just complete leftist control. Really? Yeah, sure, buddy. God damn.
God raised him up to stop them taking the judiciary, the last bastion of hope in America. Let me tell you how successful they have been. Today, let's start with education. Today, liberal professors' education on college campuses outnumber conservatives. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Are you really ready?
I don't know. Let's see.
17
blown away.
to 1.
Blown away. What?
For every conservative professor.
I mean, doesn't that tell you something, man? First of all, you got to keep in mind though, because he's comparing this to like back in the day, and you got to remember that the conservatives of today are fucking crazy. They're not normal. This isn't normal. These aren't normal conservatives. These aren't your granddad's conservative party. Not that that party was great, or anything like that, but these people are fucking rabid nutbags. Okay, I mean, just see the video we're watching. Holy shit, he doesn't understand what clipping is and can't stop screaming. Like, this is how rabid and crazy they are. And it's wild. And yet he's sitting there saying like, "Oh no, we don't we don't have any power." It's like, and there's no conservatives. And but in education, of course, education, information itself has a left-leaning bias. It just does, because it's not just a very narrow-minded way of thinking. It is very democratic. It's got a bunch of different groups of people that are all kind of being considered and all discussing different belief systems and different cultures interacting with one another and so on and so forth. And then you got the right, which is just the white, straight, cisgendered Christian who just wants everything to be exactly his way, and he freaks out and cries if anything doesn't go exactly his way. So it's no wonder, fucking course, the education has a left-leaning bias. My goodness.
There are 17 liberal professors. In 1968, do you know what the ratio was, liberal to conservative? 2.7 conservatives to 1 liberal.
Oh man, I hate to be that 0.7 conservative, just everything but ahead. You're just everything but ahead.
Today, 17 liberals to 1 conservative. What was their plan? Take over education. They've done it.
No.
Check.
And actually check. Oh, he's doing a little check on the real. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. British people call that a tick. I learned that recently. I've never heard that. Nikki was like, "What? You don't know it's called a tick?" I was like, "What? No, it's not." I was like, "That's a check." And she's like, "No, it could be called a tick too. You like to tick the box." I was like, "I've never heard of anybody ticking boxes, man. That's crazy." But
what was their next plan? Remember, I told you education, entertainment, and media. Let's talk about entertainment. How successful.
Entertainment and media. I'm sorry. That just cracks me up. You might as well be like movies and cinema.
The media, including social media, is so dominated by these people that in 2020, 90% of all donations went to the Democrat Party.
Yeah, check. I mean, it's weird. People that are out there, and their goal is to entertain. He's calling it entertainment. Their goal is to entertain. Entertain who? Well, as many fucking people as possible, right? They want to entertain everybody. So who are you going to listen to? The people that are like, hey, make something for everybody, and just like, hey, maybe don't hate anybody, or we're going to appease this right-wing nutbag base that wants you to never make media for anybody else besides them. Who do you think is more reasonable for the entertainer to entertain? The person that, the people that are like, hey, let's just, why don't you just make movies for all of us, instead of just one small group of people, and that small group of people just gets mad if anybody else is having entertainment made for them in any way, shape, or form. If they aren't the main character, if their belief systems aren't front and fucking center, then it's woke, it's bad, it's whatever. If there's a black person and it's woke, it takes nothing to be woke these days. It's just a black person being there or a gay person being there. That's just existing. That's it. It's enough. Here's the thing. I could see it being irritating if in every movie they're explaining every how, I don't know, what gender identity is and stuff like that, and everyone breaking it down really thoroughly in every movie. That's not what's happening. Because I could see that being like, okay, that's a bit preachy or whatever, but that's not what's happening at all. They're just there, they just exist there. That's it. It's crazy.
Check. Education, media, entertainment.
He's like, he can see, look, he's looking down, he's reading, and he keeps on Yeah, and nothing. I have a hard time reading too. Okay, like as far as like doing this sort of thing, like trying to read live and shit, it's hard. It is hard, but I imagine it's even harder when you're as angry as this guy is.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at these numbers, I thank the Almighty God that our founding fathers created in their divine insight,
Their divine
the Electoral
insight.
College.
Yeah.
Without the
Said the Electoral College. Yeah, I mean, and you got to keep in mind too, the founding fathers were not the greatest of people. I mean, they were smart in the sense of like how to create a structure for a government that would, that could be updated and stuff like that. Pretty clever, but they were still like guys that clearly had power and wanted to hold on to it. How do you do that? How do you make it so that a minority can still maintain power over the majority? Well, you have something like an electoral college, to where the land is what votes more than the people. So if you have a bunch of land owners, those are the people that get the larger say. And that's what they wanted. They wanted the wealthy to be able to have more of a say while also appearing to be completely fair and free and all that type of stuff. Basically the same problem we got today. The same fucking bullshit. Bunch of like rich people saying, just try harder, while they're completely in control of all the systems that make it so that they always had a leg up on everybody else and then act like it was all perfectly fair the entire time. Welcome to meritocracy.
Electoral College, we would be a people without hope. Why do you think they want
That's
the
crazy.
College?
It's crazy to say that. If there wasn't an electoral college, we would be without hope. He's admitting right there that they don't have the people, that they're democratically do not have the numbers that they need in order to have as much power as they have, which is crazy. They should not have the amount of power that they have currently, according to the raw data, raw numbers. If you look at the like all the polls that where they ask the people whether or not they are in support of abortion, just about everybody is not in support of these crazy draconian bans on abortion. Like most people, your average person is not, does not believe in this stuff. It's a very small minority of right-wing nutbags that, basically use it just to manipulate people. That's all it is. I like saying if a problem can cease to be a problem simply because you stop caring about it, then it was never a problem. Like fetuses, dying fetuses, you mean just people not giving birth? That's it. That's just not doing a thing. That's it. And they're like, yeah, it's murder. That's murder. No, man, if you can just decide to not see it as murder and then it doesn't matter anymore, then it was never a problem to begin with. It's just something that was created to be a problem so that they could get access to polls. And clearly it works.
To be taken away. Our founders saw this day coming. The Democrat Party has been leaning towards socialism since the days of Woodrow Wilson. But it was the election of Barack Obama that was the catalyst into fully transforming the party, the Democrat, your grandfather's Democratic Party, into the American Marxist Socialist Party.
Sure, buddy.
Dead set on achieving.
Can you imagine, like, anybody that knows anything about Marxism or socialism or anarcho-communism, any of this stuff, and then thinks, yeah, but Obama, that's the guy. He's the one. Yeah, he was totes a socialist. I mean, fuck, you know what? He's a communist, straight up. Let's just, no, what? Holy shit. He was like the most middle of the road fucking, trying to not upset any of the conservatives, doing his absolute damnedest. But of course, didn't matter. The Mitch McConnell and them just started digging their heels in the second, a black guy got power. Like, oh, I'm not going to let this guy do literally anything because we just can't have a black president, passing laws that'll make people's medical bills affordable. No. Let's mess this thing up, then let it pass, then complain that it's messed up. It's crazy.
One party rule in this nation. Obama was determined to fill the judiciary with left-wing judges, and he succeeded.
Trump did it too. Like they all do that. That's not left, and they're not left wing. They were Democrat, and that's the problem too. Is even I think Biden made some kind of deal, some type of concession to be like, look, we're not even going to put in all Democrat judges. Like that's not, so he's just wrong all the way around. These and Obama, I think, did it too. It was mostly centrist because they're trying to do the law correctly, right? They're trying to be like, okay, these people are supposed to be impartial. They're judges, right? Of course, if it's a Democrat or Republican that puts them there, then they're going to be a Democrat or Republican. But a lot of times the Democrats try so hard to appear to be trying to be fair that they will put in as centrist of people as possible, while the Republicans put in as right-wing fascist as possible. So you got the left, the Democrats, not the left, the Democrats trying to play as fair as possible, or trying to at least appear to be playing as fair as possible. This is why you get a lot of the conspiracy shit of people saying the left-wing conspiracy, which are rare, but they're there. A left-wing conspiracy that is like the Democrats, the liberal Democrats or whatever, are like paid by the Republicans to pretend to put up a fight but go down in the fourth, kind of like a boxing match or whatever, right? But I see where they get that. I see where they get that conspiracy from. You know what I mean? Like,
let me give you the raw numbers.
Oh, great. Numbers.
There are 667 district court judges throughout.
One number off, and it would have been really scary. You know what I mean? 667. Fuck. All right. Well, I would have loved to hear that little tirade. 660 what? 6? Oh my God.
The United States.
Jesus.
Ain't that interesting? 667.
Oh, so he still noticed. Okay, good.
Obama and Biden to date have appointed 371 of those judges, with 63 vacancies that Biden will fill before the end of his term. That gives us 434 liberal judges. We're losing our judiciary. We've lost our entertainment. We've lost our media, our education. The only thing we still have protecting us is a balanced judiciary.
Protecting you from what, man? People that just ask that we care about other people. Like that's it. Like people that are, sensitive and expect to expect you to be a little bit more sensitive to the needs of other people without screaming woke all the time. Like Jesus.
Now, out of those 667 judges, 434, 2/3 are liberals. Now let's talk about the Circuit Court of Appeals.
But I feel like that's changing. I could be mistaken. I'm not Mr. Legal scholar or anything like that. But doesn't that change almost every single president? Doesn't every president just start putting in judges, and then it changes? They get more judges each time a president is is a Democrat or a Republican, whatever. They get more judges because they're the president. I don't know. I could be mistaken. I'm not super up on how all the shit works in politics or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it goes like that.
Those have been appointed by Republicans. And then we have 6 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. So let me show you the numbers. The district.
So if anything gets up to the Supreme Court, they're so extremist, and they're not even pretending to actually follow the law anymore. They're just being as extremist as humanly possible, to the point where things that aren't even a problem are somehow making it to the Supreme Court just because someone might, work a job where they might have to maybe make a website for somebody who might be gay someday. Maybe, I don't know. I'm planning on it. Maybe to become maybe a website designer. And they're like, all right, cool. We'll hear the case. Yep. Don't ever have to do anything for gay people because fascist, you know, it's crazy.
Courts, 2/3 liberal. But when people appeal, they reach the last echelons of conservative rule. They reach the appellate court.
Like, of conservative rule. Like, what the fuck, man? This is a democracy. You don't rule. Like, that's not how anything works, man. This is why it's so difficult to deal with these people. We have people that actively want to burn down the system. They want to burn down the system and then prop up a two-tiered system so that they can have special privileges while everybody else has, like, it lives as a second-class citizen if they're not white, straight, cisgendered Christian men, really. I mean, you know,
which in that court, the Republicans have appointed half of the circuit court is conservative. Half. 2/3 of the district is liberal. Half and half on the circuit courts.
I have no idea what
the
it's talking
Supreme
about.
Court.
I feel like he's not explaining this well. Although, but I could use a chart. Maybe we could do a chart, maybe a pie chart to just show the half of the 2/3 out of, I don't know.
Is the last thing we hold. This is why 2024 means everything.
But you know what you could probably do with these people is just get up here and just, like, he could easily just make all this shit up. Like, I don't know if he is, you know, but he could just get up here and make shit up and then just be like, yeah, like, they're literally, he could say that they have control of the Supreme Court, you know, it's all leftists on the Supreme Court. And they probably wouldn't even question it. They'd be like, yeah, it's taking over. We gotta fight, because they're stuck in, like, fight mode, you know, like they can't, you know, they want so badly to feel like they are the ones that have no power. Meanwhile, they are the ones with the majority of the power, even though they make up the least number of people, like the smallest amount of people. It's crazy. My goodness. All right. So we'll just leave it right there. I have a second one too. This is hilarious. Check this out. So when Trump was getting indicted, this dude was losing it. It was the funniest thing. So check this one out. I covered it like not too long ago, but I feel like we need to watch it again because it was really funny. At the time, I wasn't really familiar with who Jack Smith is or anything. And so I wasn't really paying attention to the news at the moment. And then it kind of got to the point where I could not ignore it anymore. And I was like, all right, let me just look at it. So Jack Smith is the one that is prosecuted.
Scary Jack Smith. Let me talk to you about Jack Smith. I want to prove to you how dumb Jack Smith is. Now,
first of all, what is this room? Holy shit. I mean, look at that mirror. Look at that. That looks like it's going to start talking to you and tell you who's the fairest of all. Like, what is happening? Holy shit. Look at that fucking lamp. What is that? It's like a toadstool lamp. It's like there's gold. Like, what the fuck? Dude? It's like it looks like a normal house, but he's like, can we decorate it like palace? Just give me palace. Can we do that?
Admittedly, I am nothing more.
You got a grand piano back. I'm sorry. I know I'm pausing. I'm like, there's a grand piano, man. And is that a dressing thing? The thing that you like, you know, for like actresses, whatever, they would like fold, like change behind the changing station thing, whatever the fuck it's called. Jesus. What is this?
Neighborhood satirical professor of the Satirical Conservative College. So granted, I don't have the credentials that Jack Smith has.
Oh, wait. Well, that's good that he admits that right away, because he's about to be really stupid wrong. Like stupid wrong. And it's pretty funny.
Credentials that I hold is being able to study the Constitution. Jack Smith is scary.
Like study the words? Is that when you be like, just study? Like, I got to memorize. Look, that's a the right there. That's what that is. I studied it, man. I know that that's a the, not a.
Jack Smith looks scary. Jack Smith was not hired to convict Donald Trump. He was not appointed to put Donald Trump in jail. That will never happen. He was appointed to intimidate Donald Trump and you. That's why he was appointed. He has no smarts whatsoever. And I'm about to prove that. Hang tight. You might want to share this because I'm going to show you what a dummy he is.
Why are you like, this is crazy. So this was happening during, I think, one of the big indictments, right? And he's so angry that he's like, no, I'm not even going to make it to the studio, dude. No, fuck it. Do we have a selfie stick? Do we have a selfie? Okay, all right, I'm just going to walk around my fucking crazy decorated house, pacing as I go, and you'll see he'll start to fucking pace. Crazy here. Because I gotta yell about this Jack Smith being, stupid because I don't like him because he's impeaching my cult leader. He's indicting my cult leader.
He is. Did you know that Jack Smith has a conviction overturn rate through the roof? Uh-huh. Did you know that his convictions are filled with mistrials, overturns, and public rebuke by Justice John Roberts himself?
Well, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you got, okay. So you mean he's just not a right-wing fascist? Okay. Got it. It's funny too, because like, I don't know if any of this stuff is accurate, but this sounds like it's like a complete Fox News, OAN, whatever, like narrative, you know what I mean? Just like all the way on the right conservative television narrative, you know what I mean? Like it sounds like something they would bring up, although I'm not sure how common these types of situations are for prosecutors like this. It could be that that's pretty common because, we live in America. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of mistrials and things like that, just constantly, because our legal system is innocent until proven guilty, right? And so like that is a whole process of proving guilty. So it gets overturned a lot,
that has publicly rebuked this prosecutor. Did you know the Supreme Court has overruled him? Did you know the federal courts
the Supreme Court's completely crazy, man. They're overruling all sorts of dumb shit.
Have overruled his convictions? Why? Jack's not all there. Jack went up the beanstalk, literally. It looks like he did. And while he was up there, he must not have gotten too great of a constitutional education.
Oh, but you did. You did.
Allow me to explain.
Good.
In Florida, when he indicted President Trump, he said something in the press conference that day. And I gave him a pass the first time because I figured it was a Freudian slip. Surely he can't be that dumb, I thought. What did he say? He said that he was going to press for a speedy trial, the right to a speedy trial. I let it go the first time, Jackie boy, I let you slide. But then yesterday in Washington, this dummy said once again that he was going to press for the right to a speedy trial. Jack.
He did. That's not what he said. He was saying that he would make sure that that Trump's right to a speedy trial was met. Like he's flipping it and making it sound like he's like, I have the right to this particular speed of a trial. Like I have the right to go a particular speed. Like we're, most of the time we're in first gear, but since I'm here, I have my right to put it into third or fourth gear, whatever. Crank this shit up, hit the nitrous on the trial speed. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Jack, did you not learn in law school that there is no such thing as a speedy trial for the government? There is no right to a speedy trial for the prosecutor. The right to a speedy trial belongs to the defendant.
Right.
Are you that?
That's literally what he was saying.
I mean, I literally,
He's
now
so
look, I'm
stupid.
just an humble neighborhood professor.
I'm glad
But
you admit
I
it.
know that the government has no rights. The government has power to prosecute. Rights are for the citizens. Rights are for the defendants. So this is twice he
So you
said,
got to think, like, right now, this Jack Smith is coming out and really bringing, hammering down these indictments on Trump, and they're landing. This is hitting Trump. Like, at first I did another video about the indictments, and I was at that time was still sort of like, I don't think this is going to go anywhere, but the more that I'm looking into this type of stuff, the more it seems like he's going to be held responsible in one way or another, right? So that's cool. I don't know as if he'll go to jail or whatever, but he's definitely being held more responsible than he ever has in his entire life, and just according to I like this show, The Daily Beans. Allison Gill is or AG as she goes by. And she's a punker too. She grew up as a punker, so that's cool. She does the Mueller She Wrote podcast too, I think, and something called like Jack or something. I can't remember, but yeah, she's awesome. Well, she was saying like he's gonna be held responsible in one way or another. It's either like do the time or be running from the law for the rest of your life, kind of thing. So people like this dude are losing it because they can see that. Because I mean, we look at how history has played this out. Every single time anything has come up, and we thought the left or the Democrats or whatever thought, oh, this is it. He's gone too far this time, and he's wiggled right out. And they were all like, ha ha, see, it's a witch hunt. You guys are just, attacking a political adversary or whatever the fuck, right? And now it's actually not working anymore. Now it's actually, oh no, he's legally stuck. He's like, was able to wiggle out of this shit enough times, but now the snake is about to swallow, he's it's got him by the toe again, and now it's going to start to unhook its jaw and slowly swallow him. I hope you are all thinking of that image right now. That is very important to me. Just think swallowed by a snake, Trump. It's delightful,
pressing for the right to a speedy trial. Now, the defendant has a right to a speedy trial, and the defendant gives up that right if they want to. How do they give it up? By filing a motion. The moment you file a motion, the clock on the speedy trial comes to a close, dummy. Jack Smith, you're mean, you're ugly.
You're mean, you're ugly. You dress stupid too. Yeah. And your face is like, it's ugly. I already said you're ugly. It's like, I can't even satirize this.
You're scary. You look
Jesus.
like you come from the Vampire Diaries. You definitely didn't come from
Well, you're not allowed to watch the Vampire Diaries, man. That's, that show's about, stuff that's woke, right? That's pretty woke. That's a woke one.
Law club or a law school or anywhere that knows the basics of the law. The government has no right to a speedy trial, dummy.
He never fucking said that, dummy.
I mean, you know what? The man's giving me hope.
Stupid.
If he's that dumb, thank God he's the prosecutor.
They'll get
A
really
while
angry.
ago, I was talking to a Democrat on the telephone. And this Democrat, I pointed out how dumb Jack Smith is.
Oh, now he's going
And
to
they
start
said,
pacing.
oh, no, surely he's not that dumb. Let's Google it. I said, let's do. And they went to Googling, and they went to searching, and they went to looking. They typed in, does the government have a right to a speedy trial?
But that's, yeah, of course. If you Google that, wow, you're talking, of course, the Democrat that you're talking to is an idiot. But yeah, if you Google that, of course, like everybody already knows this. That's not what he meant at all. He was saying that he was going to push for Trump's right to a speedy trial. That's all he was saying. Like, basically, in other words, we're going to try to move this along quickly. That's it. It was just like it wasn't any like legal jargon type of thing, as far as I could tell. I looked up a bunch of clips to try to figure out what the fuck he was talking about. And he did say, but he said Trump's right. He said his right to a speedy trial. He wasn't saying my right to a speedy trial. That makes no sense. It was just
Did
funny.
Jack Smith mean when he said he had a right to a speedy trial? And I sit and I listened. I said, keep searching, keep Googling, keep looking, because I understand the Constitution. I know the rights are not for the government. So when a prosecutor says we have
Is that in the Constitution? I feel like he's mixing up documents here.
rights, prosecutor has no rights. Rights is to protect the accused. So if you arrest me, you can't throw me in jail for 20 years and throw away the key. You've got habeas corpus, which means you have to get me before a judge within 180 days. And I think in a federal court, it's 100 days.
It's crazy that he goes to learn this much stuff while missing the fundamental points. You know, like he misses something. So he's like a conspiracy theorist. Like this is what conspiracy theorists do. They make a simple mistake early on in their reasoning and then follow it out logically, right? And then keep going, you know, and it's like, no, you didn't realize that the thing back there that is guiding all of this reasoning was mistaken, you know, and you're just kind of following that reasoning out, not realizing that you missed a huge point back there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm simply your humble neighborhood professor from a satirical college that doesn't exist.
Then you're not a professor of anything. Stop talking about that. Like, stop saying you're a professor then, man. That's disrespectful to actual fucking professors, okay? Professor Dave would be ashamed of you. I'm pretty sure he is. But anyway, I don't even know if Professor Dave knows who this person is. But, you know, that's a professor. You're not, okay? Stop.
And I'm smarter.
This is like me calling myself a doctor of punk rock or some shit. I have got my doctorate from Punk Rock University. Boom. What? Like
than that dummy prosecuting my president. There is no
my
such
president.
thing.
Oh, this poor guy. He's doing it to my president. It's mine. It's mine. It's like, this is so weird.
He has a right to a speedy trial for the prosecutor. I mean, honestly, folks,
Oh, and he's got the Fox News.
Jack Smith
He's literally got the Laura Ingraham on the TV right there.
is a
Of
dummy.
course.
He was
bet
not
you-
appointed.
Oh, how much you want to bet this was something that they said that they misrepresented on Fox News or something? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to tell you again, he was not appointed to put Trump in jail. That will never happen. I said that will never happen. He was appointed to intimidate Trump, to get
This
so
is so
many
weird.
indictments.
look at him in the mirror. Look how crazy and fucking insane he looks. He's just walking around with his fucking phone. I mean, like, he is angry. He is seething right now. It's like, I'm surprised his glasses aren't fogged up, man. I'm like, how angry he is with steam just rising off of him. He looks completely batshit back here. What the fuck? You know, like his wife or somebody like walked in the room and was like, hey, oh, okay, he's crying on the internet again. I guess I'll come back in a minute.
That they can offer Trump a plea deal to get out of the race. That is voter intimidation. That is the only goal they have. They will never put Donald Trump.
Dude, he should not. He should have no right to be in the race. He was like, he's in trouble for trying to rig an election, man, to the point where people like fake electorates showed up to be like, yep, we're here to certify the winner who just happens to be like you can't fucking do that. That is attempting to steal an election, you know? And then when that didn't work, when they were signing it over, basically with the vice president has to, like, you know, present the votes, the electoral college votes and all this and that. It's like a whole process. It's just It's just sort of like pageantry. It's not really real. We had the number. We already knew who the president was going to be. It's just pageantry that they do, and he delivers the whatever the votes into the box and all this stuff, right? And they were like, okay, attack the building where that is happening so that our cult leader can win the election fraudulently, right? He should have no fucking right to even run. But it's like, as long as you tried to steal the election last time and are getting held responsible for it, well, that means that it's just a political hit job and the Democrats are just trying to get you. Like, half of the fucking people that are witnesses in these cases are Republicans. They're like the majority are Republicans, because it's not like Democrats they weren't working in his office and everything. They weren't working in the White House when he was fucking president. It's the people that were working with him, turning him in. It's not like it's fucking Pelosi, being like, oh, I got to bring all these charges against Trump. No, it's his own fucking people. Like, this is crazy, man. Because I'm sure Pence is kind of pissed. He literally targeted Pence while he was in the bill. He was like, Pence didn't break the law and just steal the election for us. Everybody get Pence. And they're like, hang Mike Pence. Like, as soon as he tweeted that, they fucking lost their goddamn minds even more. And we're like, let's literally, and they had a hangman's noose. They were not kidding. Okay. They could have dragged him out and hung him. Of course they were like, oh no, this is all pretend. We weren't going to do anything like that. It's crazy. That's just crazy talk.
In jail. It will never happen. I told you earlier in another live why he will be the president.
Then what are you doing?
In less than 2 years, Donald Trump will be the president.
It's so interesting because, you have all that, you don't get that we can see right through that, right, man? That you're fucking lying. I got done watching a newer video where you were saying, we're going to lose it all. I mean, I'll get this. We're going to lose it all. They got the judiciary and the entertainment and the media too. Oh my God. It's, you clearly don't think he's going to be president. Like, you're just like, I can speak it into existence. If I say it hard enough into the camera, convincing enough, like, who are you trying to convince? Your audience or you?
So, that's how dumb Jack Smith is. There is no right to a speedy trial. Go ahead.
Or how dumb you are, but yeah.
Google it right now. Prove your professor wrong. Don't ever believe anything I teach you. Go Google. Google. Go.
He is insanely angry right now.
Over and done with. You'll have to come back and say,
what is this place? What is happening? There's a fucking gold. What the hell is this place? Holy shit. He's got a portrait of himself over here with a gold frame. I bet you this is because he's obsessed with Trump. He's hoping that Trump will see this and be like, isn't my decorating cool? We decorated. That's one thing we got in common, you and I, our decoration skills, right? Gold, right? Yeah.
You're right. And then I'll sing, I told you so.
Is that a song?
Oh, I told you so.
Is that a worship song or something? I'm not familiar with that one.
Folks, don't let Jack the Ripper scare you.
Jack the Ripper. He's gone through every Jack he can think of, Pretty soon it's gonna be like, yeah, and he probably said all the rum is gone too, like Jack Sparrow, alcoholic. That's Jack Smith, Jack Sparrow Smith. Am I right?
Anybody that gets up and says, we're going to press for the right to a speedy trial. You just told me everything I needed to know about you. You're a dummy.
What? Sit still, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
y'all need to quit letting
and clean your fucking kitchen, dude.
Get in your head. Because when the indictments are over, the trials begin. And on every step of every courthouse that Donald Trump goes to, that will become a rally for him. On every step, in every courthouse. Ladies and gentlemen, the right
there
to
it is.
that will
Let's see
become
that
a
painting.
rally for him. On every step, in every courthouse. Ladies and gentlemen,
Look at that shit. He's got like a portrait of him sitting and smiling in his office with it looks like some American. It's a picture within a picture. It's a meta picture right there. Like he's in front of some kind of like American painting, you know what I mean? Of like the founding fathers or some shit. It looks like, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it's the first Last Supper or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, it just looks completely
for
insane.
the right to contest an
Gold
election.
drapes. What is this? This guy's house is fucking insane, dude. What is this thing up here? Is that what you can you make it so that we have like gold just stuff just above doors? Can we do that? Just nail in the gold things above the door. I want all the doors to, be labeled with gold. Fucking what, man?
Is a
Weird.
right. Donald Trump contested
He is
the
pacing.
election. That has never been illegal. It's happened. The Democrats have contested. Stacey Abrams just contested an election.
Now he's back in the kitchen. He's
What do you
literally
think Al Gore did?
he's literally pacing through his house. This is insane.
What do you think? Contest the election. That's not overthrowing the government. That is showing the full power of the government that you have the right to do that.
So now he's on to acting like they didn't have fake electorates and stuff show up and didn't call Georgia, the governor of Georgia, to be like, hey, I need you to find the exact number that it would require for me to win. I just find them. Just find them some, I don't know, look under the chairs. Look under your chairs. Maybe out of some kind of copy machine where you can just make them look like, just do it. Just find them. Okay. That's not just contesting the election. Like you can contest an election when it's close enough. And they did. And they recounted. And they recounted the recount. And they recounted the recounted recount. And still fucking lost every time. And the ironic part is he kept losing by more and more. Like the better they got at counting them and more thorough they got at counting them, the more he lost by. It was hilarious.
What prosecutor would get up, thank you, Frida, and say we're going to press for the right to a speedy trial, but you
Frida?
don't have a right to.
Frida comes in the room and is like, here's the pie that I baked, and it just sets it down. Thank you, Frida. Yelling at people on the phone right now. Just set it down. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's good. I'll eat it in a little bit. Love pot pie. All right.
I mean, my God, you got dumb and then you got dumb. You got dumb and then you got dumb.
Yeah, with the enunciating the B. Is that what you're doing here?
and Jack is dumb, like dumb, dumb.
Yeah, you don't sound like you're completely losing your mind at all right now. I'm just repeating the word dumb. You got it. No, you're making solid points here.
Dumb.
You just said it
Ladies
again.
and gentlemen, please, I beg you. 2 years ago, many of you were convinced that Donald Trump wouldn't make it this far. You allowed them to tell you. Do you not remember hearing on your news for 2 years he would never return? Does anybody remember hearing he would definitely not be the nominee?
Yeah, I mean, usually when people try to take over the government and send an angry mob of crazy people to stop a judicial process, yeah, they tend to not get second chances too frequently. Except that Trump is fucking whatever, he's Trump. He's just allowed to wiggle out of everything because he has a cult with powerful people in high places.
Do you not remember Mike Pence looked you in the eyes and promised you that you will have better choices this year? This time, he will not be the nominee.
That's Rudy Giuliani. Is that Rudy? Laura's, I know I'm getting more into the background, but oh my God, this place is insane looking, dude. Okay, so is this like a mock fireplace? Is that what that is? Is that what I'm seeing here? And then with gold shit all over it. And then that's where their TV is, just surrounded by fucking gold. This is so weird.
Anybody remember? And you believed it. But yet I told you He will return in 20.
I would not be the least bit surprised if it was like, if that is, I can't tell. It's he's kind of far back, but if it was like Rudy Giuliani, he just starts like taking up his shirt, and stuff, just like doing just some crazy thing in the background. Like, wait, what is happening? It's like, it's Rudy. Rudy's on TV. Oh, Rudy.
2024, not a day before. I always told you that those rabbit holes y'all were jumping in with the military and the New Republic and all of that, I told you that would go nowhere, and it didn't. I told you JFK Jr. wouldn't bring him back.
It didn't go nowhere. If it didn't go nowhere, then it went something. Never mind.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. wouldn't bring him back, and Elvis wouldn't bring him back. I've told you all along, stay right here in the truth, and we will win in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, every indictment is one step closer.
What the fuck is that? Do they have like a weird looking doll with like a circle mouth? Like a duck face? I don't know what's happening. What is that thing? That is fucking terrifying.
To the truth being revealed. And I want to assure you, at these trials, Donald Trump, for the first time.
Clean your kitchen before you're going to just show it in a shot like this, man. Like, clean up a little bit, man. What is happening here? Jeez Louise.
Will have subpoena power to get voting records, to
They're
get
just slamming in. I'm so sorry. I keep on. They're just slamming in art, like just where just all over the place. Just like packing it in with art. Like, where are we going to put the rest of the pictures? Well, kitchen, I guess. I don't find shit. I mean, I guess they can go on top of the car. I don't know, man. That fucking
anything his lawyers need to prove his innocence. Did you hear what I just told you? He's never had subpoena power. These trials.
This guy he is losing it.
They are going to turn for our good. And when our president, if he is convicted, our president will appeal to the next court and remain free while that appeal is going on.
Yes, we understand.
Then another appeal, then another appeal.
Yeah,
I am calling on patriots everywhere.
And he'll be running from the law for basically the rest of his life. That's what's so awesome about this. He can either pay the penalty for the crimes or keep on appealing and running from everything and wasting all of his money trying to keep himself out of jail.
Stand guard over your emotions. Know that God's man is on the rise.
Weird.
And there is nothing one devil in hell can.
How do they not get that sounds insane? That you're calling him God's man. Like, isn't that Jesus? Like, isn't Jesus God's man? I don't, fucking what?
By the name of Jack the Ripper Smith. Because I've come to tell you, Jack, that beanstalk you're standing on, sir, when it gets cut down, you're going to have a great fall, sir. God's man never loses. When God's hand is on a man, every enemy in hell can come against him. At the end, he'll still be standing while they're all off saying.
It's so crazy that they're like, God's hand is on the man who's accused of like 1 million crimes. What the fuck? Like, why are you? It's so weird that you're like, yeah, this is the one, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, once as president, and all these crazy crimes. God wanted them. He wanted those crimes, because they're actually not crimes. Your face is crimes. That is like,
whatever
fucking
they
what?
want to say.
This is insane.
Know who you are. Know that God's got this. And you need to stand up where you are today and declare by faith, take your authority, and declare that Donald Trump is protected by the angelic forces of heaven, that Donald Trump has defeated.
I love, like, he starts with like this, getting what what Jack Smith said wrong completely. And then is like, yeah, he's dumb. He's a bad prosecutor. Yeah. And then now he's like out of legal jargon to like appeal to. So now he's just like, and magic is going to protect him too. Magic too. Don't you forget about the magic, the angels, that's
Every attack. Do y'all not remember when he was being impeached and I told you that he would never be convicted while he was being impeached? Do you know why? Impeachment means
because you had the Senate because of that thing.
nothing. Indictments mean nothing. The only thing that means anything is a conviction at the third court, Supreme Court, because you can appeal your way up, darling, all the way to the highest court in the land. So that's how dumb Jack Smith is. He thinks he has a right to a speedy trial. Now go Google and find out if the prosecutor
that he didn't actually say that. That's what you'd find out.
has a right to a speedy trial. When you see he doesn't.
Oh, his phone's ringing. He's getting texts while he's doing.
You can tell your neighbors, I told you so.
What is this song?
I told you so.
Is this a...
Ladies,
oh man, there would be some like end times revelation song about Christians being like, I told you so, while everybody's like being tortured to death and they're up in heaven, like, I told you so. Like there would totally be a worship song like that these people would just love. You know, they really love thinking about other people being like the people that they disagree with or people that don't believe their religion being harmed in some kind of way, and then being like, I told you. I told you. They love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, declare the will of God on earth as it is in heaven. Declare it with your mouth, believe it, and then fight for it.
What is this, The Secret? What do you do?
Y'all have allowed these dummies to intimidate you, but I hear the Lord said, who is this that defies the army of the living God? Who does Jack Smith, Jack,
which one you going?
Remember Jack,
oh,
quick.
There you go. The candlestick.
Jack jumped over the candlestick
Good.
and got his butt burnt. And that's what's going to happen to Jack. Jack, you do not have a right to.
Well, you just knew all the Jacks, man. This is great. You know, why don't you do something with Apple, like Apple Jacks? You know, and you can eat them like Apple Jacks or something. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm just giving you ideas here. Okay.
Trial. Again, that's only from an humble neighborhood professor.
So stupid. A non-professor. Yeah, not a professor. You just anyway.
College.
So not a college.
But I promise you, I'm right. You would have thought that he would have never said something.
You do that an awful lot, don't you? You're just like, I promise you, though. I can promise that I'm right. I can do that. All right. Forget like trying to demonstrate anything. Like, I can't do anything like that. But I can promise it, though.
Something so stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my fellow patriots, we're almost to the finish line. If you do not get your faith level up, you will be intimidated. I have never been intimidated.
No, you see, you sound completely rational, not like losing your mind or anything. That's, you were totally not intimidated, freaking out and pacing around your house right now. That's what you're not doing. Yeah.
Know how this story ends. God bless you.
You
Tomorrow
too, buddy.
night, 8 Central.
Take a Valium. All right. Relax. Maybe take a hot bath. I don't know. Do what Christians are allowed to do to just fucking relax, bro. Holy Lord God, Jesus Christ. This dude is losing it. It's so funny though. Oh, it's too fucking funny. Oh man. So, and if you want to lose it in a good way, I have no idea what that could even relate to, but go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the entire order. Just go to adamandeve.com. It's awesome. They have all sorts of stuff. I mean, just things that you wouldn't even think of, pleasures that you didn't even know existed. And they got them by the truckload that can deliver to your house in a very discreet way too, by the way. It's not like everybody, the guy walking up with the package is like, there's some sex toy, I got some sex toys, but nope, nobody knows. Okay. As far as they can tell, it's just a box from Amazon. Okay. Even if you're in the same house, it's discreet. So Which I mean, if you're in the same house, I don't know why you'd need it to be discreet, but it is either way. Okay. So just go to Adam and Eve.